Hello, this is James and welcome to modding for 1.8. First thing you need to do is go to files.minecraft.forge.net, find 1.8 latest and download the source right here. Okay, open that up in WinRAR or Windows. Open up your folder you want to put it in, so I'm going to put it in Recordings, Files. Create a new folder with your project name, so let's call this Learning to Mod. Okay, and then just drag all the files over. So that's done. Now you want to open up command line. So the easiest way on Windows to do this is right click here, command prompt, and it should pop up a command prompt like this. You want to change the directory into the one that you saved it in. So here I've saved it in D Recordings Files Learning to Mod. So to change what drive you're on, because at the moment I'm on the C drive, on Windows you do D:, or the drive letter colon. Then we're in the D drive, you can see there, and we need to go to Recordings Files Learning to Mod. So you can type CD, you can type the first bit of the name and then click tab, enter. CD files, enter CD learning to mod. Okay. So now what you need to do is we need to get Forge. So we've downloaded Forge, but we need to get it to set up with Minecraft and as well as our IDE, which we'll be using IntelliJ for. So to do that on Windows, you do Gradle w.bat. You can hit tab there as well. Setup decomp workspace, and then we can do another space and then IDEA, which is for IntelliJ, and then we just wait for that to complete. This will take a fair amount of time depending on your internet connection. So this will download the Forge source of Minecraft jar and then decompile it. It'll also set up your IntelliJ project, and then once we've done that we can just open it in IntelliJ. I'll be back once that's done. Now completed, you can see we've got the IPR, IML and IWS, which is the IntelliJ files. We've also got a source folder now, it will just have an example in for now. And the first thing you can do now is go into IntelliJ, click open. Now browse to where you saved Forge, so I've got mine in Recordings, Files, Learning to Mod. And then you can just click on any of these files here, just click OK. And that'll take a few seconds to open. And we should now have IntelliJ. You can tell these tips are not shown startup. And at the moment you'll see nothing, so you need to double click on this up here and it'll bring up your project window. You can open this up, and here's the example mod I was talking about, if it wants to open. Now up the top here it says Project SDK is not defined. So basically that means we have no Java configured. You won't have this every time. You should have a Java configured if you've ever used IntelliJ. So you need to point that to your JDK, not the JRE, the JDK. Click OK, and we're using 1.7 here. Click OK. And okay, now this has come up to import Gradle project. I've had this a few times where it's totally broken my whole project, so I wouldn't advise clicking this. So just click X. Okay, so once that's indexed our project, we're ready to go. You can see the basic layout of a mod here. We'll be creating a new mod, so we can delete this in a minute, but for now it'll be fine. First thing we need to set up is our build.gradle. So here you can change the version of your mod, the package your mod is in, and the mod ID. So we're going to stick with 1.0 actually, and then we'll go for James H Battles, which is my name, .minecraft.learning to mod. So if you haven't done much Java before, firstly I recommend going and learning Java, but basically this is usually a reverse domain, so it'd be like com.google. Whatever your project is, if you were from Google. I just use my name and then my project type and then the actual project. So my mod ID will be learning to mod as well. And then we have an MC mod info, which similar to this, but we have to add, this is the stuff that will come up in the mod screen in Minecraft itself. At the moment this is set up for the example mod, so we'll just change this to our mod. Okay, that's fine. This where it has a $sign and then version and MC version, they actually come from your Gradle, so version should go into there once you compiled your mod, and MC version will come from somewhere in here as well. Change the author to me. This is usually your Minecraft username, it doesn't actually have to be. Credits we can just get rid of. A few other things you might want to put in is the URL, so that'll either link to your GitHub page or your website or something like that. And there's a few other things in here that you generally don't use. Okay, so let's get started with creating a new package. So let me just go through that slower. You need to open up your source, go into main and Java, right click new package, and then this will be the same as what we had in our build.gradle. And just click OK. Right click, new Java class. You can call this whatever you like, I usually call it the same as my mod name. Get rid of that. And we basically want to copy most of this for now, so we need this mod line. And this will just import all the classes for us, so that's nice. Change example mod to learning to mod. And then we can also copy these. This just saves us a little bit of time at the beginning. Change this to our mod ID, and that's the right version. So that these now refer to this. There's a few other options you can have in here. For instance, you can have mod language, which you can change. It's usually Java, but you can use like Scala or something like that. There's quite a few in here actually that don't need to get into just yet. And then, as you can see here, they've got an initialization method where they just print out a dirt block name. We don't actually need that to begin with, so let's delete, not that one, let's delete the example mod. Where are we? Delete, delete, delete. And for some reason it doesn't delete the whole package, so you can just delete there again. And then that's everything set up that we need to. So we should be able to run now, so if you look at over at the top right, we've got a little arrow here, which we can use Minecraft client or Minecraft server. Obviously we do client. And then you can either click the play button or you can click the debug button. They both do the same thing, except with debug, you can edit, do certain changes to your code, recompile them, and it'll show up in game, so that's very handy. For now though, we'll just click play, because it does take a little bit longer to start the debugger. Okay, and this is opened on my other monitor. There we go. Okay, so there we go. Warning, Forge beta, major issues may arise. That's fine, so we're running Minecraft 1.8 with Forge. I'm going to turn that sound off immediately. Okay, and if we go into mods, we should see learning to mod. Now at the moment you'll think, oh, it's not got the version. It's sort of got the version there, but this is the version that's in the MC mod info. But as I said, that will change to the correct version once you actually compile your mod for release. It just won't be in the here right now. So that's everything we need to do today to set it up. And the next lesson we'll start adding blocks or something, just get straight into it.